What is correct, like everyone? It is Rensley coming back at you with some Honkai Star Rail, and today we're doing something a little different. Guess I'll preface, I'm not going to be ranking the actual characters yet, because I don't feel like I have quite enough information for that, so we're not going to rank them in like meta-wise at least, but so far in my experience, I'm going to rank them in terms of how much I like them. That's how we're going to go. And I guess for the Trailblazer, each of them will just go by the arc. So Destruction, I mean, fairly enjoyable. I didn't really love the game back in the day all that much. I initially started actually, I don't know if it was day one, but it was week one. I was very early as an adopter, but I was not a huge fan of this game until, I mean, honestly recently, but story-wise is when Pinakani came out. That's when it started to take off for me story-wise. So before then, I don't know if I could rank them arc-wise for the Trailblazers as anything before Pinakani. I'd probably put them around an A. And let's be honest, like Herda Space Station doesn't really have a ton of story to it. There's a good chunk, but not an absolute ton. For Bellabog, I guess I'll put them in B for now. Again, I'm mostly ranking them based off of either character design or whether or not I enjoyed their arc, or like just how about I feel them as characters. Yeah, so Bellabog, I mean, I guess B for Bellabog. I enjoyed this story a good amount, but it wasn't like the best thing ever. It was in the time where I was like, I'm not 100% sure if I mess with this game on the same level as I do with Genshin. But like all MiHoYo games or Hoyoverse games, they all tend to have some growing pains rather, so I think a good spot for them would be Bellabog there. As far as the Trailblazer for Pinakani, I gotta put them up here, honestly. I really enjoyed them during Pinakani. I thought they were very witty, very funny, added a lot to the story themselves. I mean, I know that the main character, they have to have some impact, but they actually did feel like they pushed the story forward by themselves and not have them be a vessel for the story to move forward. I don't have too much to say about that besides just the fact that I think Pinakani is honestly still my favorite story. Amphorius is shaping up to be something very much in the same vein though. So far, I'm not done with Amphorius yet, but so far how I'm feeling like this in terms of them during the Amphorius arc. I feel like, again, it's just, I mean, the story has been getting better, which, you know, it's a good thing. And I don't know, I can't say too much because I'm not done with Amphorius just yet, but I'm getting there. But so far, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Arlen, I'm sorry, I don't think there's anything you could do to get me to like Arlen, man. He has not really been very impactful. I didn't care for him much as a character. He's just kind of there for me. Asta was also in the time where I wasn't 100% certain if I liked the game yet, and honestly, I think Herda Space Station, the area is cool, but as far as its story goes, unless I'm missing some stuff, wasn't my favorite ever, especially with Asta. Asta is... kind of feel bad putting her down there in C, but maybe I should re-rank this. Edits. Midway, I know. And we'll just put like nah. Yeah, I don't know why I'm editing the tiers midway, but I think this is probably where I would say. I'm mainly referring to writing and how I feel about the characters as whole though. Like if I love the character and their writing might not be the best, but I love the character, they're gonna still go and peak for me. Maybe I should be a little more feisty about the peak tier though. We'll see. We'll see how it goes later, but back to Asta. I don't think he's a bad character. I just, again, I don't really know how much she really added to the story for me personally. Bailu, huh? I like Bailu as a character. I think she's cute, and I think, but I mean, she hasn't really had much impact, which is, you know, kind of does matter. So I'll put her in decent. I like her, I think she plays well, but I'm not talking about gameplay at all. Because if I was talking about gameplay, I'm gonna put like, okay, I don't know why Dolly is here, but so we're just gonna leave her down here. I'm not gonna talk about her yet. Or at all here. Actually, she'll just stay down here. Yeah, but I'm not talking about gameplay at all. More so just about how I feel about the characters and whether or not I would rank them high or low. Anywho, Bailu I do enjoy, but I don't think she added too much to the story. She kind of ended up being somewhat of a background character. Bronya I enjoyed a lot. One of the few Belobog characters I actually thought was really pretty well written, honestly, especially for the time where I didn't have very much expectations of the game, but I thought Bronya was very well written for what she was. And I honestly kind of feel like she just... I mean, I love her design, I like how she plays, so that adds on to it, but as a character, she is probably one of the few from Belobog that I actually enjoy, like, a lot. Same for Sela, but I mean, see, I have them both in the same tier in terms of like how much I like them, but if we're talking about story and how much I think the impact is, I might put her a little bit lower down here, but I'm still gonna leave her up here. Because I do love the both of them. It's just a shame that she's fallen off, man. She really does need those buffs. It's funny because I pulled her and I do want to build her fairly badly, but it's just like, she's E0. I don't have her cone. Is there really a reason for me to build her right now? No. So she's kind of just fallen to the wayside, but I do enjoy her as a character. I don't think her writing in itself was as amazing as Bronya's though, so I would, story-wise, I'd put her down here. But since I enjoy her as a character and designs and personality and all that, I'll put her up here. For now, we'll see. As this fills out, I imagine it'll be different. Clara, I'm just gonna be honest. She kind of reminds me of Ilya from Fate, and not in a good way because it kind of feels like they were trying to copy paste to an extent what she kind of is. Because the big strong man protect the little girl, but the little girl doesn't necessarily have all the power. It's been a minute since I actually have read Belobog, so it could be I'm forgetting some big stuff about Clara, but I was never like the biggest fan of her ever. I'll put her here. I will say she did carry the account early game though, I'm not gonna lie. She definitely did. This might be controversial, but I don't really mess with Dan Hong all that much. I want to put him in good or decent, because I think he's cool, he's chill, whatever, but I don't necessarily feel like I had much of a connection with him until we actually went to Euphorius. He doesn't necessarily feel like one of the really good friends to me until we actually got to Euphorius, and now we have a lot of one-on-one time with him. So that kind of, you know, as a whole, that kind of hurts him a little bit. Especially because I think we're just going to do this real quick. Since we're talking about Dan Hong, I'll pull the others up. But early game Dan Hong, I mean, yeah, he's cool, but I don't necessarily have that much of a connection to him. Now that he got developed with the Imbiber de Lune, okay, now we can talk a little bit. Because he is, I mean, he's cool. Right, I like the dragon aspects that he has for the, I believe they're called Vidyahara. I can't remember exactly what the species is right now, but I did enjoy him in the Lofu a good chunk more. I mean, obviously, yes, he did get his backstory talked about as well, but they had more focus on him. He didn't have enough focus on him until then, so that kind of hurts him. And then, you know, it's Euphorius. I kind of have to put all the Euphorius characters up pretty high because so far I think it's the best written story. Is it my favorite? I don't know. I'm not done yet. But so far, Dan Hong is, at least in Euphorius, I thought he was really good, and I've enjoyed him a lot. Japard, I'm sorry, man. I don't, man. I'm not a big Japard fan. He was kind of just there for me. He didn't really do too much. He kind of annoyed me a little bit with how much he was not questioning anything. I get you're supposed to be the guard commander, but you should maybe be questioning your orders a little bit if it's a little suspicious, but he kind of didn't do that until later, so yeah. Okay. Here's the problem, right? I could do this because Herta is one of my favorite characters, but where is she? She's not this Herta. So uncertain of where to put these two. This isn't Madame Herta herself, the little one, so I'm not certain where I want to put the little one. I do like that she had a lot of presence though in the early game. Makes it feel like she's actually a character that was kind of in the background, but also not, because she was there with you, just not in the flesh. I'm not certain where, because yes, she is Herta, but it's not the same thing. She's not the original, so I don't know where I would put the dolls. I'll leave them in the same spot for now, I guess, but worst case, maybe they drop down now, like here. But we'll leave them like this for now, because technically they're the same person, it's just the doll, it's not the original, I don't know. But Herta's one of my favorites so far. Well, she always has been. But now that we got her actual design, I'm like even more of a fan than I was before. Ooh, Himeko. Dude, Himeko is in this weird spot where I feel like she doesn't have quite enough development, but that doesn't mean as much to me because I still enjoy her a good bit. Like, if she gets a new form, I'm more than likely going to summon for it because I think she's a cool character, but question is, when's that gonna happen? I don't know. And she, I mean, again, I haven't done a lot of the background stuff for the lore, so it's possible that she's a lot better written than I've given her credit for, but I'm just talking about what I've seen in the main story. I don't really read a lot of the collectibles anymore. So I don't know in terms of that if whether or not she's better written in there. But for now, she hasn't had a main role like March and Dan Hong, so we're kind of just leaving her here for the moment. Hook. Low-key, I'm tempted to give another tier. Do I want to make another tier? I think I will. Yeah, we'll make another one. Just put a whatever tier. Characters I'm kind of just whatever about. Well, see, this is the thing. I don't dislike Arlen, but he doesn't really do nothing for me. Probably do like that. By the way, these are not ordered. I might order them a little later, but as far as it is right now, these are not ordered. I'm gonna put Hook here though. She was cute. I'm not gonna say she's not, but again, with the impact thing, she doesn't necessarily have a lot of impact, and you know, the impact that a character has on the story kinda does matter a good chunk to me. I mean, you know, there are exceptions like Sela, like yes, she did help a good bit, but she isn't like a behemoth that one shot soloed everybody. So like, there is that as well. But Hook was cute. She served her purpose. I mean, you know, I mean, she's a child. I guess that's another thing that it's kind of hard for her to have a huge impact when she's literally a kid. But she's cute. I wish she was better in gameplay. I would be down to build her. I like building the little cute characters because like I love Tribby as well. I guess kind of what it is. Tribby for me is like a better written, like, I mean, like it's different because it's the whole splitting thing, but technically they're both kid characters and they both, one of them is extremely well written and the other one kind of isn't. Early game March, huh? I'm gonna put her, I kind of have the same feeling with her and Dan Hong, to be honest. Like, they're both cool characters. I both enjoyed them earlier in the game, but as far as writing goes, they weren't necessarily that amazing until Amphorius came up, which I might as well grab Evernight as well, right? Same thing. I mean, I kind of just have them in the same spot. They're like our two best friends, and you know, they kind of didn't have the best writing of all time until we got to Amphorius, at least in my opinion. You feel free to disagree, but that's just where I am. I kind of feel like they could have been done a little better in the early game. Okay, I like Natasha. she's hot. Not gonna say she's not because she is. However, again, Belobog is decent story, but not amazing. I'm kind of whatever on her. I kind of like her most for her looks, to be honest. Good person, I do like that, and then I also like how she did actually have an impact on the story, but as a character, I just kind of, I'm whatever about her. Hella same thing, I don't feel like she did that much, to be honest. Again, this Belobog was a minute ago, so it's possible that I have my information not on deck fully, but from what I remember, she didn't have the biggest impact ever, but I like her design. I like how she plays. I might actually build her though. She is E6 now on her account, which I do like. We'll see if there's a gap for us to get there though, but as we kind of have Silver Wolf and I want to get Cypher, so I'm not sure if that leaves Pella a slot or not. Chinchue, huh? I like her. She's funny. She's a funny character. I like her. I like how she's a slob, but she somehow gets away with it. It's really funny. Impact is kind of middling, but you know, she's a little ball of fun. I like that. So was March, I guess, but Chinchue feels a little more, what's the word? I don't know, she felt a little more alive to me, at least in the early segments of the game. Again, I don't really remember much that isn't the Lofu in terms of the earlier parts of the game. Like the Lofu is probably pretty much from my information, like I remember a lot. But that's where I have her. This guy. I mean, he's funny. I don't know about the impact though. I do think he's funny though. I see him on the screen and I'm just like, I'm not mad. I'm like, okay, Sampo, he's on the screen, okay. Kind of funny. I don't really have much to say about him, honestly. He's kind of funny, fun character. I might build him for Dot, but that's not part of the point. I like Serval. Put her here. I like Serval. She's one of my more... I mean, if you guys are seeing a commonality, if it's not Branya or Sela, I kind of just don't have the Belobog characters that high. But I do like her. I thought she provided a good amount. Kind of all I have to say about that. Like I said, again, there's not really a ton. Sushang. Low-key, kind of the same spot as Chinchue, but maybe a little lower. Because I kind of have her a little lower. I like her more or less than... Probably go like that. Probably like that, actually. Yeah. I'll probably move the Trailblazers to the edge of each tier. Actually, let's do that right now. Might as well. But yeah, back to, who was it? Sushang. I like her, I just don't like her as much as Chinchue. And then again, she's pretty much a normal person. She isn't that strong. Xingyun's low-key a hard character to rank because it kind of just wasn't that character the entire time. But of the, I'm gonna count it as if the Xingyun that we were talking to was the real one. So in terms of that, I'll put her like right there. Because I thought she had a nice personality. I liked her. I mean, obviously she had a lot of impact. It's just the fact that she wasn't who she said she was. But that's not exactly a bad thing. It's just that it makes it hard to rank Xingyun as an actual character when it technically wasn't her. But I'm counting our interactions with her as it actually being her, so that's where she goes. I'm gonna skip over this. I don't like this guy. I don't think you can make me like... Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. I'm saying Blind Rage. Okay, maybe not Blind Rage. Oh my gosh, what's his freaking name? I don't like him, is my point. I don't like how he's cocky. I don't like how he feels like he's the GOAT. I understand he's pretty strong, but it's just kind of funny to see him get his ass beat because I just don't like him. Yanqing, that's his name. I just don't like Yanqing. He's probably my least favorite character in this game so far. I went out of my way to not get him. Like, I've taken him out of my 50-50 losses. Maybe if I get all the 50-50 loss characters, I'll put him back in just so I can have him for the collection. But for now, get this guy as far away from me as possible. Welt. Yep. I like Welt a lot, especially after Pinakani. He had a really... I enjoyed how they did him in Pinakani, and I also understand that he's really freaking strong if he had a reason to use his power, but the problem is if he uses his power, it kind of just screws everything in the vicinity, so he kind of be holding back. Especially, I wasn't a big fan of him until after we went through Pinakani though, because, I mean, Pinakani just had him in a big role, and I thought he was really cool in it. Way bigger. I like how he took initiative a lot of the time as well. And he wasn't stupid. I like it when characters are actually not stupid and they think with their brain. I enjoy that. Oh boy. Jing Yuan. Some of y'all might hate me for this, but I'm putting him like down here. Good character, well written, but you know, I'm just not a huge fan of him personally. Like, he's cool. I just don't, he didn't leave that much of an impact on me, to be honest. But he is pretty well written, so I'll give him that. I guess I should also preface this. I'm assuming this is Hardest Space Station for the Trailblazer. I'm assuming this is Belobog. That's how I'm going with these two. And then the Lofu. Well, I guess, yeah, I'm just counting them there. The Lofu is just kind of whatever for the Trailblazers. They'll just, I guess they can be combined in the same spot, because honestly, I kind of have Belobog and the Lofu kind of in the same spot story-wise. I think the Lofu goes a little higher, though. Anywho. Silver Wolf, I mean, she's one of my favorites. Do I want to... She's in one of these two. Just know that. She's in one of these two. I don't know which one. I like Silver Wolf a lot. I like her personality. I think she's funny. Love how she plays. I mean, I'm a gamer. I like... If you guys know this about me, I don't know if you do yet, but I love Futaba from Persona 5 a lot, and she gives me the same vibes as that. And you know what? That's an easy slot in for a favorite for me. Luocha. Kinda got mixed feelings about him because he was interesting, but it's also like he didn't have the most impact ever of all time. I don't think I like him as much as early game. Yeah, nah, I'm doing this. Probably at the top of this. I'm leaning towards like, but it's also kinda, I don't necessarily know. Like what I summoned for him, not really. He had an interesting arc at the very least, but he didn't have the most impact ever. Oh my gosh, what's her name? I can't remember her name right now. Normally I just immediately remember all these Star Rail names because they're pretty unique, but not this time. Y'all gotta help me out. Oh, I can't remember her name. Oh boy, I like her less than Tingyun though. Thought her story was pretty good. I just can't remember her name right now. Yukong? I think it's Yukong, right? It's Yukong. I liked her, but not as much as Tingyun. Also, low-key, I think I'll put her... Well, you know what? I didn't like her as much as Jing Yuan, actually. You know what? I'll do this. He gets upgraded in the next tier. It feels wrong to keep him in... It feels wrong to keep him in the same tier as all these other people down here to me. I think he at least deserves a higher end. Ooh, Blade. Interesting. I don't know where to put Blade. You know what? I like Blade. Let's put him, like, right here. Well, Probably right there. I thought he had an interesting story. I don't know if I'm gonna summon for his new version, if that's a thing that happens soon, but enjoyed his character. He really did carry the game for us early on. Very, very, very much so. Yeah. Yeah, I like Blade a good bit, so he can sit there. Honestly, I low-key like him more than Don Hong. I think we'll put him here. I mean, okay. I'm sure you guys are gonna know where she's gonna go. I don't know if I need to explain myself or not, but I'll just say that she's hot, she's mommy, she's pretty well written. She's hot. She lets me run dot. Yeah, I don't know. She's I don't know if I need to really explain why Kafka's up there, but she is. I don't really like him, man. Luca, he's whatever. Honestly, I just I did specifically say he's whatever though, so well, nah, I don't like him as much as Sampo actually. He just feels like a very inconsequential character to me. I didn't really care much for him. Ushuin. Thought she was one of the better Lofu characters. Don't know if I'd put her on the same tier as Yukong, or I kind of feel like she's in between these two. I liked how she had an actual role. I like how she was involved. I like how she was actually present there as well. She did try to help us, which I do, appreciate. I'm just gonna preface this right now. I think we're gonna see a lot more characters in Peak and Amazing than you guys would expect, because I was gonna save this for a little. I was gonna try to be more fierce, but when Furious characters are coming up, I kind of have to do it. Link's, I'll put her next to her brother, I guess. She's fine. She's cute. That's kind of all I gotta say about her. Didn't really do that much, to be honest. Ooh. Okay, I kind of have a little bit of a favorite voice actor talking for Jing Yuan, because I guess in both cases, Amelie, I like her a lot. I think she's pretty cool. I watch her occasionally, but I like her work as well. And then for the Japanese voice actor, she does John Alter from Fate Grand Order, and I'm sure you guys know by now I'm a massive Fate fan, so that kind of puts her up a little higher just based off of that. But I don't necessarily. I mean, she's bare minimum. She's gonna go like up here because I thought her story was really good. Man, I just can't remember names today, even though I like her a lot. Jing Liu. There you go. My brain is not good on all these names right now. I like Jing Liu a lot. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If I had the opportunity in the polls, I would have pulled her before Herta, and then she would have been my main ice DPS until Herta came back. But the polls weren't exactly there, and then it wasn't necessarily worth it at the time to get Jing Liu. But I would in the future, I'm absolutely gonna make her one of the main ice characters we run. Okay, this might be crazy. I really like Topaz. She hasn't had the biggest role ever, but I appreciated what she tried to do. Thought her backstory was pretty interesting. One thing I do appreciate, she is like the high executive person, but she actually did genuinely try to help out Bellabog. She genuinely cared. And you know what? That kind of matters to me. Plus, I just love Topaz. Her personality is amazing in my opinion. I like her a lot. And then again, she got a little bit in Pinakani, but just a little bit. But I did enjoy her there. She's kind of been in the background for a while actually, which is interesting, story-wise. I love Gunai Finn. She's not that well written though, in my opinion, but I mean, she's well written, or not well written. I like her a lot. Her personality, I like her personality a lot. I don't know if it's enough to put her up here. I really like her here. Well, again with the Jing Yuan, I think Jing Yuan's low key like a He's become a barrier now because like I like him a good chunk, but he just didn't leave as much of an impact on me as maybe he should have, but he just kind of didn't. Argenti, I mean, whatever, man. I don't know, I'm skipping characters here. I just kind of going based off of who I want to talk about most. I'm kind of whatever about Argenti. He's I don't know, man. Knight of Beauty, he's kind of cool. I like his boss fight. I just don't, he's not necessarily had that big of a role though, so maybe he will in the future, but as far as I remember right now, he kind of just doesn't. Oh, you got this cutie? But her, I mean, her writing's not the best. But she's a freaking cutie, and I do like her. I just don't know. I mean, her not being the best written character ever doesn't help her necessarily, but still enjoy her. Again, I'm forgetting names, I don't know why. Oh, well. Oh, when I think about it for a second, I got him. Yeah, I like Ho-Ho, though. Hanya, on the other hand, she's hot. She don't have a big, huge, massive role, so I'll just put her down here for now. Kind of lukewarm on her, to be honest. Yi I did like more though. Had more personality, I think. I mean, they both kind of don't have, their personalities aren't jumping forth, I guess, that much. Neither is Ranmei, but at least Ranmei is well written. I can't say that about these two, to be honest. Ranmei, I don't know. We're here. I like Ranmei a good chunk. I like how she's kind of been in the background for a little while, at least recently, but I do enjoy her. And I appreciate her contribution to my early game, but that's not helping her be up here. I like her design a lot, and I think that she's a cool character. I also like the mysteriousness of her as well. I do enjoy that. Ratio. That'd be crazy. He's kind of whatever to me. Don't really care that much for him. He's on the screen, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, there's Ratio. I don't necessarily care the most though. I might have a different opinion of him if I was actually able to claim him for free whenever I started this newer account, but he's kind of whatever to me. I think his Pinakani role was pretty interesting at least, so I'll give him that. Oh no, Black Swan. I'm gonna have to... See, this is the thing where their character isn't exactly explained. Like, they haven't had all their little secrets explored, but that works to her benefit in this case because I like how mysterious she is. And I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, her design's really good. Yeah, I don't know much to say about that besides that. Oh boy. I love Sparkle. I really like Sparkle. If she's coming out with an alternate form, I'm gonna say this, I'm signing up for her. I'm tapping in, bro. One of my more favored characters. The fact that she's not amazing as she once was as a support though kind of means that I don't have as much reason to build her right now. Honestly, kind of how I am right now, right? We're not going to rank the Fate characters because they're Fate characters, they're not Honkai style role characters. Yes, they're in the game, but I'm not going to actually rank them here because they're not Star Rail originals. But at least in the meta right now, right? If I'm not building Emiya/Archer, I'm not going to be building Sparkle. And until we get single target content again, I'm not going to be building either of the two to completion. But for now, they'll just go there. I guess if I had to rank them in the story though, I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, I think I want to make a video about this later, but I think it was a really unfortunate collaboration for the story, at least for the Fate, because yes, it brought me to the game again, and yes, I'm tapped in now and the game's actually really good now, but the Fate story itself had a lot of potential. It had good setup, but it just fell off. It had a lot of good ideas, but it just didn't pull it off. It also just, It wasn't that interesting in the latter half, to be honest. I didn't really think it was that good. Also, you gotta consider, I gotta consider Fate stories as well if we're bringing Fate characters into this, and I'm so sorry, but a lot of this game is just not compared to Fate, at least in a lot of the visual novel aspects. The Fate stuff kind of just does it a lot better than most of the Star Rail stuff does. That's just a personal opinion though. I'm a bigger Fate fan than I am a Star Rail fan, so there is that. However, I will give them credit that these two brought me to the game. Again, I was honestly, I had dropped it after. It was either Bellabog or the Lofu. I can't remember where I actually stopped, but neither here nor there. Okay, Misha. I mean, if we're talking about the Watchmaker, I'm gonna put him like up here, right? Because I like the Watchmaker a lot. But Misha himself, like specifically Misha, not any other incarnation of that character, just Misha, I'm kind of here. I don't really care for this specific version of the character. But if we're talking about them as the Watchmaker, they're gonna go probably up here. Because Pinakani's story is really good. I mean, Misha himself's right here. Acheron is another mysterious character that I think is pretty well written, but could be a little better. I kind of have them on the same level, to be honest, so we'll put them here. I do think I have her a little lower than Black Swan though, because I think Black Swan is a little bit better for storytelling, especially with the well, I didn't even talk about impact because Acheron did that thing with the sky, so maybe I can't talk about impact, but I think I prefer Black Swan a little more. Ooh, you guys are gonna see the first actual guy in here. I'm gonna put him in first for now. Aventurine, unironically, I did not expect to like as much as I did. I did not expect to like Aventurine as much as I ended up liking him because, I mean, yeah, okay, I like gambling, so does he, right? That's not the point though, but he ended up being... he might be the single best written Pinakani character, I think. I gotta look... I gotta look a little bit further in the Pinakani characters, but I'm pretty sure I have him as the best written Pinakani character, like, overall, so I think that means something. And it's also the fact, like, at least with how I am in Hoyoverse games, if you can make me like a male character on the same level of a female character, you did something right. Because it is not easy for me, because it's at that point where if Aventurine comes back anytime soon, I'm going to do everything in my power to pull that man. Because I like him so much. He's well written, I like his personality, I thought it was really funny. Like there's not, I don't really have any holes to poke in Aventurine. I thought he was a really well written character. And he ended up being selfless, which is interesting because you wouldn't expect him to be selfless with the situation that he was in. But he was. I mean, okay, meta-wise, let's just do this, right? Meta-wise, Gallagher's here. Story-wise, I'm gonna put him, like, down here, though. Well, be like this. I thought Gallagher was a pretty cool character, but he was more of a guiding force than anything else. He was more of a, he felt more of like a plot device to me than a character, if that makes sense. Which, you know what, sometimes that's fine, but in terms of the story, I did enjoy Gallagher, but he didn't make as big of an impression as some of the other characters. Rise up! All the way up here. Robin, oh my god, I don't know if you guys saw that. Let me just show you guys real quick, actually. Give me one moment. Give me 1 second. Let me go pull up the Star Rail YouTube channel. Okay. This is going to be... yeah, right here. Okay. So... You guys see this, right? You guys see this? You guys see who's here, right? I might as well bring Firefly up there as well. What am I gonna do, bro? This is the same situation that I had with this patch. What in the actual heck am I going to do? Because I want Dahlia for Firefly. But Robin's also one of my favorite freaking characters in this game. What do I do, man? Now I know this doesn't explicitly mean that all three of them are going to be running, but let's be real. They're probably gonna run. So the question goes, what the fudge do I do? Do I go Dahlia because I want to build up my Firefly to E6 eventually? Or should I go for Robin because she's an amazing support and she's going to be helping out a lot of other teams? Also, if I did get her, that brings the option for Sunday and Robin for Saber, and then I can run Don Hong as the sustain. That's an idea as well. I don't know. I don't know what to do about this. But anyway, both of these two are in my favorites. Unironically, I like them more than Sparkle though. I might put them above. Do I like them that much? Oh. I might put them above the main character in Amphorius so far. I don't know. I really, really like Robin. I mean, her story wasn't the most intense thing ever of all time, but I really connected to it a lot. So, you know, gotta give her props. Firefly as well just feels like the stand-in like waifu for Pinakani, and you know what? I was tapping in. I'm a very, very big Firefly fan. I plan to E6 her at some point. E6 S5. It'll happen in time. Is it gonna happen here? I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I don't know what to do, guys. But so this is gonna be a really hard decision. It's like, do I get Robin and just slaughter into every team ever, or do I just go build up my Firefly with a Dahlia? It's hard. We'll see. I mean, it also depends on how long the stuff is, I guess. I guess this is another thing about this. We don't know when Archer's going to leave, and I want to E2 him before he leaves. So if he leaves very soon, I might have to skip out on these two because I hate to say it, but this guy might never come back. I need to get him as many copies as I can because I want them both to be E2 before they leave. That's the goal. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but we're going to freaking try. Anyway, that little segment is over, but I really like Robin. I really like Firefly. I might have to kick some of these people down a little bit, though. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of... It's about to get very filled up at the top very soon. Jade, I'm kind of in the same... Well, no, I'm not actually. I'm lying. I thought about it for a second. I don't... Probably like right here for Jade. I think she's cool. She's hot. I like her. But she's not like... To my knowledge, she didn't have the most impact ever. Whether it's in writing or specifically what she did, I don't remember her having the biggest effect on Pinakani, so she's there for now. Oh boy, Boot Hill, I hope so. I'm sorry, Bag. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to diss your goat, but I just... Especially, I don't like... Okay, I know this is because Hoyoverse is trying to be more family-friendly with some certain things, but I hate how he does not curse, man. That's my biggest problem with him. If he said frick, frack, or something like that, it's the fact that he says fork that pisses me off. Like, if you're gonna make him curse, just have him curse, or say, like, substitutes that are close enough, like fricking. He should have said fricking the whole time, but he says forking, and I just... That really got on my nerves. I'm sorry, but I just don't... If I get over how he talks, though, I'll you know what, I'll give him, I'll put him here. I'll put him here. That's not bad. I thought he had a good amount of impact. He seemed to be pretty decently written, but oh, it makes me want to do this with the way he talks, man. I do not like the way he talks. I really would prefer if they just had him either not fake curse, or they use substitutes that are actually, that people actually say, because I don't know about you guys, whenever I hear people use substitute words for cursing, I don't hear fork. I hear freaking, I hear freaking, I don't hear fork. So that gets on my nerves, but ignoring all that, he's kind of cool. He's kind of cool. It's just that way of him talking really gets on my nerves, man. Oh boy. Okay, this is funny because this character, at least, the person that voices this character in Japanese voices Ellen and Zenless, and I like Zenless a lot, but I like Ellen and Zenless a lot, but I don't like Yunli almost at all. She's probably going to be the only female down here, to be honest, or the only woman. The only woman or female character to be down here is gonna be Yunli. I just don't like her personality. I don't like how annoying she is. I don't really like the beef between these two either. It was kind of annoying to me. I didn't really like that. But she's probably going to be the only one down here. If they give us another counter unit, I can see myself building into a counter team, but not... I just didn't like her, man. She didn't speak to me. Jiao Cho. Probably right here in this range somewhere. You know what? I'm gonna do that. Let's do that. He's on the lower end actually. I might put him at the bottom. I didn't really care much for him. I liked how he was selfless though. I appreciate that. I think that's a good character trait to have, but besides that, I don't necessarily care about him too much. Hunt March. I mean, the War Dance was a pretty interesting event, I'll give it that. Wasn't the most serious thing ever, but it was cool to see March get some growth, so I'll appreciate that. I'll put her up a little higher. Maybe like that. I don't want to put him in the next rank though, that technically is the same character. It's just, she got a little bit of development, a little bit of more skills. Oh. I like Fei Xiao a lot. I'm tempted to put her up here in peak, but her story, to my knowledge, isn't exactly the most gripping thing ever to me, but it was still cool and I enjoy it and I like her personality. Her personality, honestly, is probably what carries her that high for me because she's good. I like her personality a good bit, but I mean, I don't remember her story really piercing me that much, but her personality, I love the way she plays, so she can sit in amazing for now. Oh, Lingsha. She didn't really have that much of an impact, but... Ooh, I like Lingsha a lot. She's one of my... I like her personality. I like how she plays. She didn't have the most impact ever, but you know what? The Soki feels like, nah. I like Lingsha a lot, but I thought about it for a second. She doesn't have the writing that these other ones do. You could argue Topaz, I guess, but everyone else up here at least has better writing. They had a bigger role in their story. That's another thing. If the character has a big role in the story, that does matter. Aventurine had a very, very big role. Mose or Mose, kind of have him in the same spot. I mean, I know they're allies, so I kind of just have them there, but I mean, didn't have the most impact. Didn't really care about him that much. Oh, guys, I actually lied. We're gonna have another, we're gonna have another female or woman character in here. Yeah, I don't like Rappa. I don't like her personality. I don't like her design. I don't. It doesn't feel like it's a Star Rail design to me at all, and I don't like that. So she has to go down there. Her personality is a little cringy too, to be honest. The whole banana stuff, dude. Oh my gosh. I was so happy that stuff was over, man. When it was over, I was so happy. I did not want to go back there again. So, yeah, that's where she is. I think I like her a little more than Yunli, though. I think Yunli is just straight up... I think the reason I like Rappa a little more than Yunli is because at least Rappa's not a jerk. Yunli was kind of a jerk, man. Same thing with him. Anywho, now we get back to the really, really freaking good characters. Let's grab Sunday. I don't know where I want to put it. Let's put him next to his sister, why not? They can face each other too. Yeah, Sunday, I mean, even if I only count his playable counterpart, his story was really freaking good, man. He's actually trying to change and see the world for himself, which, you know what, I especially after the whole Pinakani story, okay, I should preface, I'm talking about Sunday as a whole, not just his playable version. So, like, he's one of the better written males in this game. He might... Well, yeah, he is better written than Aventurine. Well, is he? They're in the same range, in my brain at least. They're both really well written. I haven't gone to him on Amphorius yet. I think he actually lands on the planet. I'm not there yet. I think if I had to go by patches, I'm in either 3.4 or 3.5. I can't remember which one right now. I could also just have my numbers wrong. I had the double. I would have to double. Oh, we're at 3.7. Am I at 3.6 then? Whatever. I'm in the middle of Amphorius. I think I'm nearing the end though, but I'm not there just yet. So no spoilers, please, okay? Don't tell me nothing about Amphorius until I like actually might post it in the comments later when I'm done. We'll see. It'll be a while though. I'm not done yet. Point is, I think he's a part of Amphorius, because the part where I saw him last is he was at Herta's space station with Herta. That's the last time I remember. And he hasn't actually gone down to Amphorius yet. It was him and Welt. But I'm pretty sure he actually goes down to Amphorius. But I don't know. I'm not there yet. Anywho, really well written. I mean, Fugue / Tingyun, I kind of just happened to put him in the same spot, to be honest, because they didn't really get that much more development when they put her there. It kind of feels, honestly, it's kind of sad. I thought she would have got more focus on the patch she came out, but she kind of just didn't. It's basically just we got Tingyun back. That's kind of it. Which, I mean, you know, it's cool. I like that, but it's you know, didn't really get that much focus on her. I wish we did. Okay, so since I'm not fully done with Amphorius, I'm not going to rank Serene, but just know she's probably going to be up here, probably. Especially for how I will say I don't know who it was, but one of you people somewhere on one of the websites, I know that she's mem, okay? I know this. I don't know what happened. I don't know how I found this out. Somebody, somehow, some way, I figured, you know. I mean, obviously there's also the idol animation that she has where she's touching mem, but like, ignoring that, I got it spoiled, so. But she's probably gonna go up here, because I would be counting her mem as that. Anyway. Aglaia. To be honest, I don't like her as much as any of these other ones over here. I think she's on the lower end, but she's certainly one of the better written characters in this game. I just personally, maybe it's because she's losing her emotions, or her humanity rather, but I'll put her top of good, probably. I think she deserves that much. I think she is a little bit below. Also, I will say this. I'm pretty sure she's going to be our main lightning carry, because I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that you need E2 S1 for Acheron to even be viable in the endgame nowadays, and you know who doesn't need that is going to be her, so she's probably going to be our main lightning carry. Anyway. Pretty well written. Don't have much else to say. She's hot. There's that. Oh, dude. I'm gonna count Trispio, or her, you know, I'm gonna count their adult form, rather. We're gonna put Tribi up here. All versions of Tribi. All Tribios, just Trispios. I can't remember I play with Japanese, if that wasn't obvious, so they call her Trispios. And I don't think that's the English name. I think it's Tribios. But anyway, I have Tribi real high. I really like Tribi a lot. And when the scene happened with one of those triplets, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of shed a tear a little bit. I hated that happened. Then I didn't like that. It hurt, but you know what happened. I really hope they make the adult version of her playable at some point, man. That feels like such a wasted design. I would actually... Dude, she looks so good, man. Anyway, amazing character. Really like them a lot. Okay, this is gonna be partially my Fate fan talking, but this is basically... What if Gilgamesh was a nice person and was not a tyrant who hated everyone? He's one of the better written characters in this game as well. I gotta put him up high. I don't know if I like him as adventuring though, but he's pretty well written. Be like here, yeah. I like my day a lot. I wanted to go for him with this half. I don't think it's gonna happen though, because I mean, if you guys have seen the recent stuff, I might as well talk about Finon since I'm about to talk about him anyway. Finon's gonna go up here. I don't think it's... You know, if I put Maide in there, I kind of gotta put Finon in there, right? I'm not done with the full Amphorius yet, but it's probably gonna be like this. I have a hunch that Finon's gonna be my favorite dude in the entire game after I'm done with everything. Even if I don't, he's going to be number 2, and we're not going to say that that's bad, because it's not. But for now, he'll go here, because I'm not done with everything yet. Oh, Miss Castoris, yes. I love Castoris a lot. That said, story-wise, I might want to put her here. But if we're talking about everything else, I'm putting her in here. But I think story-wise, we gotta put her here. Really good story, but part of the reason why I like her is because she wields a scythe, which is, you know, that's a very easy in for me to like the character. It's if they use a scythe and are a woman. Very big pull for me. So it's that plus the fact that, honestly, I mean, she's kind of carried a little bit as well by the fact that she's voiced by Chiwa Saito, who voices Tamamo in Fate, and you know, that kind of does matter. But I think other, like, character-wise as a whole, I think I'd probably put her up here. But if I had to include the story, I gotta pull her down a little bit because I didn't think it was as amazing. And Axa, kind of in the same spot, honestly. They're both really good. I thought they had really good stories, but they're not with the other ones in Euphorius to me, at least right now. I'm in the middle of hers, so I'm not going to speak on her yet. So actually, I guess that means that I can't talk about these. Actually, I can talk about Cypher a little bit. Kind of same thing over here. Pretty much just right here. These three are pretty much in the same spot. Yeah, but I can't talk about these other ones. Wait, that's interesting then, because that would mean that Cypher came out after Hyacine, which would mean that I haven't actually experienced her full story yet. Huh. Well, I was gonna put her here just based off her personality. So, I didn't realize that. If Hyacine, if this is in release order, which it should have been, that means that I actually haven't gotten to Cypher's story yet. Which is funny because she showed up and she's actually provided a big enough role that I would have considered her for this spot, even with what I know about her right now. Whatever, I'm leaving her here anyway. Maybe she gets to here later, but as it stands right now, she's at least right here. Like I said, I can't talk about these other ones because we're not done there. Yeah, I guess that's actually it then. Also, I guess I could say projecting for Hyacine. I'm probably gonna put her like in the same range as these two, or these three rather. That's what I'm thinking right now, but I'm not done yet. I would just leave her there. And then, I mean, honestly, I guess I'll just, if I had to judge the rest by vibes, right? I mean, Dahlia, we don't know yet. I haven't really seen, we don't know. We haven't seen her story, but I can expect maybe like this, but I'm not gonna rank her. Cyrene, again, probably would be, I guess I'll just put it in there for the the thumbnail. We'll grab these three. I feel like Heisland is gonna be like up here, man. I don't know. Sarija might be like, and then Cyrene probably like, yeah. Okay, how do I want to order the top now? We don't want to be the representation. Let's see, I'm kind of cool with the venturing being there. Low key. I'm gonna put her though. Put her with her puppet. Put her in, yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna give up on the ordering part, so you guys can but just know that these are all, these tiers I think are pretty much set. There's not much else I would really say there. You guys gonna have to do it. Well, if you guys disagree with whatever character for whatever reason, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your reasoning as to why one character maybe should have ranked a little higher or a little lower. But this is my list and how I see all the characters. Now I could talk about maybe like a little bit something else later with like meta, but that I don't have enough knowledge, I feel like, to talk about like every single character for the meta. I have enough for like maybe 2 quarters, so like half of the game I could probably talk about, but the entire game, not quite. Yeah. Anywho, that'll have to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and again, who are your, I guess I'll also ask this, who are your guys' favorite characters? I would love to know. Please do let me know who your favorite characters are. Maybe like a top 5 if you guys want to say that down there. Top 5 are your favorite characters. I imagine a lot of you are going to have different favorites than I do, so I would be very interested to hear. But yes, I will see all of you in the next video. Laters.